Improve your voice booth noise floor. Here are 5 tips. Now, if you're a voiceover that has a recording area in, well, a noisy house, people moving around, pesky heating and air conditioning systems rumbling away in the background, and a busy road outside, you really have to try to get to record in as quiet an area as you can. Sure, after recording, you can use various software programs and plugins to reduce the background noises. But these always leave subtle artifacts that you, and more importantly, the client you're sending the voiceover recordings to, just don't want to hear. So, how quiet should be your recording area? Well, ACX, the platform for audiobook production, says that any recordings that have a noise floor worse than minus 60 decibels will be rejected. So let's get our voiceover recording areas at least as good to pass the ACX test, shall we? So how do we measure it? Look, checking the noise floor in decibels using software like Adobe Audition or any other software is a really straightforward process. Here's a simple step-by-step guide to do it. Open up your software, create a new audio project. Now ensure that your recording environment is as quiet as possible. Close the windows, minimal background noise, electronic interference, and all that kind of stuff. Connect your microphone to your computer and configure it as the input device in Adobe Audition via your USB box. And make sure your input volume on your USB interface is at the right setting for normal speaking. There's no point having it up too loud because if you don't need that, it's creating noise that you don't need. So create a new track and start recording. Stay completely silent for about 20 seconds while the recording is active. So here in Audition, I've recorded something at a normal volume, you see here, and then I just shut up for a bit. And that's the noise floor that we're going to look at. So let's get rid of the loud stuff there. And anything at the end now, that seems to be okay, but we'll just highlight the whole lot. Now go to Window, Workspace, and Mastering and Analysis. And if you click that, you'll get to this. And basically, this is the bit we've just recorded. Doesn't look like much there, does it? But we need to go down here to Amplitude, Statistics, and Scan Selection. And we see the peak amplitude is minus 61.55, and that could be sort of a transient at the beginning. It looks like the total root mean square, or RMS amplitude, is minus 80, and that's very healthy, so that's not bad at all. But I would try and improve this particular situation so the peak gets to minus 65 or minus 70 ideally. By the way, if you'd like to learn Adobe Audition from beginner right up to being an expert for voiceover work, check out voiceovermasterclass.com. We've got a full video-based course on Adobe Audition, also one on WavePad, and also video editing courses as well. If it's minus 70 or 80, fantastic, that's great. If it's minus 40 or 50, well, minus 50 is above minus 60, isn't it? We're in minus territory here. So that's bad. You need to do something about it. Remember, it needs to be better or quieter or lower than minus 60 decibels. Okay, so if your noise floor doesn't pass this test, here are 5 tips to try and reduce it. Tip 1. First, the type of voice recording devices where you poke your head in to reduce room reverberations can be great in a very quiet location. But if you've got one of these, well, to be honest, they only slightly reduce outside noise. You need to surround yourself with soundproofing. You can get back covers on these sort of things to go behind your head, but things can get awfully stuffy in there. Also, they're designed really for singers who've remembered their lyrics. Often, there's no room to put a device to read your script off in there. Tip 2, talking of which, if you've got a laptop in there, are the fans whirring round? You really need to use a tablet or phone to read the script. And they, of course, don't have any fans. But a laptop is much more flexible and convenient, isn't it? So cool that laptop down to stop the fans kicking in. I suggest you close all programs you're not using. And if you're confident, go into your laptop's power management settings to change the temperature when the fans will start whirring. Be very careful about doing that, though. Tip 3. Is your microphone in full cardioid setting? You see, if your microphone has various settings, polar settings these are called, you don't want it to be on figure of 8 or omnidirectional. That will pick up all sorts of stuff and pick up much more background noise. You just want it to be fully sensitive in the front, just to pick up your voice. So it needs to be on the heart shape, the cardioid shape. Make sure you're close enough to the microphone, because for most types of reeds, you should be about 3 inches from the pop filter, which should be then 4 inches from the center of the microphone capsule, yeah? 3 inches mouth from pop filter, then 4 or 5 inches from the pop filter to the center of the microphone capsule. So here you need to check that you are in the optimum position and not too far away. Thus you're making your voice louder, and then you can turn down the gain of your USB input box, which may be contributing noise. Tip 4, upgrade your microphone cradle. What do you mean you haven't got a cradle? All the very low frequency and almost subsonic rattles and rumbles from traffic noise or home AC systems can be eliminated by having a cradle with quality springy strings that stop these pesky vibrations from reaching your microphone and raising your noise floor. And tip 5, invest in quality acoustic blankets. Now these are really heavy sheets like horse blankets that you need to surround yourself with and put over doors and over windows and just surround yourself with them on all 4 sides. Vocalbooth2go.com have a great range for all applications. They're not that expensive either. So if you haven't the funds yet to invest in a fully professional voice booth yet, and that would actually solve your noise floor issues completely if it's a good, well-made professional booth, try out these tips to reduce your noise floor. Thanks for watching. For detailed training courses on all things voice and voiceover, please check out voiceovermasterclass.com. There's a free complete voice training and voiceover course you can take right now, and all the best-selling paid courses have free preview chapters so you can see if the courses are right for you before you decide to take them. We have a great value membership scheme too. You can learn how to set up your home studio, use audio editing programs efficiently, greatly boost your voiceover income, learn voice acting and audiobook production, train your voice to be more flexible, deeper and more resonant. And also there are green screen filming, video presentation and editing courses too, all on voiceovermasterclass.com.